actually really like the running back pick. And
tell me.
So here's
Make it
why.
make sense, jackass. Penguin.
Yeah.
I'm not calling you a jackass.
No, that's okay. So you know how you've always been saying like, hey, the Niners should always be spending a second rounder at least on a corner, right?
Yes.
That's kind of like your thing. I think that's what they do with running back now.
Yeah.
Because
round 3 every year.
Yeah, I mean, but it kind of makes sense too, right? Because the way that they use their running backs, it's just kind of chewing them up, and I think that's the one I would say. They always seem the 49ers always seem like they're a franchise that's just kind of behind the curve. They just don't really and I think as far as running back, I think they're opposite of that. I think they try to be trendsetters. I think they try to,
it's actually an important position. It's undervalued. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's just how they view it. But if you take Deebo Samuel out of the running equation last year, they were a pretty average running team.
Even with Deebo on the team, jackass, they were 16th in yards per carry, even with Deebo on the team. So yes, I agree with you.
So I think that's when I look at that and I was like, I know everyone hates that pick. And I mean, I'm not going to say like, oh, I know exactly why he should have been ranked there, right? I don't know. I mean, he's got a pretty nice size speed combo and everything like that. Something they don't have, so it makes a lot of sense that they took him. But so I don't know. I looked at that draft and I was just like, I don't know. Who knows how that's going to play out. I just think your strategy with the corner, I think they look at running back that way. And I kind of get that. They're a team that they double down on their strengths. And it's, for the most part, successful, but it's frustrating. Yeah.
Here's the thing, jackass. I just feel like it's totally fine to take a running back where they did. Like the Jets, they took a great running back, Breece Hall. I think when you're taking a running back in round 2 or round 3, to justify that, it's got to be a 3-down player. In the sense that he's got to either be one hell of a blocker or one hell of a receiver to go along with his running. Otherwise, you can get running backs who just run and are 2-down players. After the draft, I mean, the Niners undrafted free agent running back, Jordan Mason. He's a terrific 2-down running back, goal line guy. Like the guy who went 2 picks ahead of TDP, Rashad White, really good receiver. I don't know. To me, you're looking for the Jerick McKinnon, the guy who doesn't come. I mean, Jerick McKinnon never was Jerick McKinnon, but the Christian McCaffrey, the guy who stays on the field. Am I wrong, jackass? I don't know.
No, you're not wrong. I think you're right. If it's like a gadget piece, then yeah, it makes no sense. But I think they probably view him as every down back.
I would hope so, because to me, I'm looking at him as like, you just drafted a 2-down committee runner in round 3. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Is he that good that you're going to give him 12 carries a game and take him off the field on 3rd down? Like, you had to have that. But maybe I'm wrong, jackass.
And maybe they think, oh, if we make him an every down, okay, well, this is really cynical. But if they think, well, we don't want to admit that we failed on Trey Sermon, right? So they all fit. It's going to be a committee. It's like, and it might work out. Sure. How do we know?
Expensive committee.
It probably will.
Only 3rd-round picks. All 3rd-round picks.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, instead of just spending one, the first rounder on a running back, why not three third rounders?
Maybe that's it. I think you're right, dude. I think you're right. I think we're going to see this again next year. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm as far as the player, like I like him. I think he does run pretty violently, and he's big enough to do it. Like I do like that. We don't really have that. And Mitchell, I mean,
he's a lot smaller. Mitchell's a lot smaller than TDP is for sure.
Yeah, so it scares me if Mitchell's going to have the same workload as he did last year. I remember I was always messaging Jesse. I was just like, Mitchell's gonna get hurt, and it was like the second game. I was like, he's going to get hurt.
The way he runs at his size,
the way he runs, the way that they were using him, it was insane. So, and of course, Trey Sermon first carry, he gets knocked around like a pinball machine, and that sucked. I mean, that was just really unfortunate and stuff like that. But maybe that's how they kind of like look at that position. It's like your strategy with corner, like we always take that.
I mean, the freaking Steelers have drafted a wide receiver tight end in round 2 6 years in a row. There are certain organizations that have philosophies on when to take certain positions. Maybe the Niners have found that the end of round 3 is their sweet spot for running backs. Now they just have to hit.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, it would be nice if they actually hit on someone.
Hitting's important.
Yeah.
All right, man. I got to take a couple more calls. Thank you for calling in, Jackass Penguin. I appreciate it. You were great.
Thanks, man.
Terrific. See you. Rohan, what's up, man?
Hey, Grant. How you doing,
man? Good.
Thank you. I wanted to pick your brain. I just heard the last caller talk about running backs, and I kind of wanted to pick your brain on a thing I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, or specifically the last couple of days. And Last year, if Elijah Mitchell was drafted where Trey Sermon was drafted in the 3rd round and had the production that Trey Sermon had, would we be mad at the pick? I want to hear what you have to think about that.
You be mad at the pick? No, I don't think so. What do you think? I don't think so.
I think I wouldn't be mad at all, but Elijah Mitchell, a guy projected to go in the 5th or 6th round, ends up getting picked in the 3rd round, but has a production that kind of takes away the draft status.
Right. So you take him in round 3, everyone's like, oh, what a reach. How could you do that? Like with TDP, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And like that's kind of so me personally, I wasn't as big of a fan. I thought TDP would go a round or 2 later, but we also know that Kyle Shanahan likes that. Like he has one certain running back. I'm going to take that guy because I think
also
he fits
Brian
best.
Robinson went 5 picks later to Washington, and maybe they would have taken TDP if he was available. So I don't know that he would have been available around later. You know what I'm saying?
That could have been the case. Yeah, because NFL circles and media circles are different. I heard
that's right.
The main guy that I heard was Cole Strange. People thought he'd go round 3. I heard that he was actually not making it past 45. And Cam Jurgens, a guy people thought would go round 3, goes up 51 and he was in consideration at 29. So it shows that there's like the circles are different. But like looking at the pick, Jerome Ford was there in the 5th round. I thought he would have been a good talent. But the thing is, when we're looking on this a year after, I feel like we're not going to be as we're not going to hate the pick as much as we disliked it originally, because TDP has the best chance out of anybody in this rookie class
to contribute.
Exactly.
I agree. He could start. In fact, he should if he's good. I mean,
and he could. Yeah, he definitely could start because he brings like the physicality that he imposes, right? That explosiveness. We see the numbers: 153, 10-yard split, 93rd percentile for all running backs. You know, we see the numbers, and he brings something different in that he imposes the defense immediately. And I think that could be a very interesting thing you start with, because the 49ers, they're a physical team. We saw it with Debo last year. You know, we want to continue that physicality while taking the load off our main guys like a Mitchell, like a Debo Samuel, and more importantly, like a Trey Lance.
My question is, like, I just feel like when I watched TDP, he didn't look super explosive to me. And I know he was like 230 pounds. He drops about 15, 20 pounds, runs really fast. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of what Mitchell last year. He dropped 15, 20 pounds, ran a 4.35, but I never thought he actually played at that. So I'm curious to see what he looks like, what weight he'll be, what he actually is in the NFL.
Yeah, and I think some of that explosiveness, right? A lot of people want, like, when you look at the tape, the one problem with TDP is he can't necessarily utilize the entirety of it, because the explosiveness is getting past that first, right? Getting right in front of that offensive line, getting past that first level into the second level, and then making magic work. But TDP didn't get that opportunity. The LSU offensive line was one of the worst I've watched at the collegiate level last year. And so when he's trying to sneak past that hole, it's too clustered and too like it's just there's not enough room for anybody to run that system. And so that's why I think the explosiveness was somewhat shadowed in a way over there with TDP.
Hey, that's a great call, man. Thank you for calling in and shedding some light on the Niners' most controversial pick this year.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
Rohan writes for Niners Web Zone. Check him out. Am I wrong?
Yeah, 49ers Web Zone. Yeah, 49ers Web Zone.
He's really good. He does great work. Check him out.